Good morning and welcome to the AM News. I am Nicholas Eko Yamwa. The AM News is sponsored by Palladium Residences. Now, it was one of the darkest days in Ghana's recent history. On the morning of August 6, 2025, a Ghana Armed Forces Z9 helicopter took off from Accra, bound for Obuasi. On board were 8 people, including senior government officials and military officers, traveling to launch the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Redevelopment Program, an initiative aimed at formalizing small-scale mining and intensifying Ghana's fight against illegal mining. But the helicopter never reached its destination. In the following report, Nancy Kumson looks back at the event on that fateful day.
As reports of a Mason military helicopter began circulating, uncertainty gripped the nation. Hours later, the Ghana Armed Forces confirmed the aircraft had lost control with radar.
I have the unpleasant duty, sadly, to announce a national tragedy involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region.
The confirmation sent shockwaves across the country. The helicopter had crashed near Adansi in the Ashanti region, killing all 8 occupants. Among those who lost their lives were Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Environment Minister Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator Alhaji Limuna Mohammed Muniru, senior military officers and crew. The delegation had been heading to Obuasi to launch a program designed to transform Ghana's artisanal and small-scale mining sector and help curb illegal mining. As rescue teams secured the crash site, another painful reality emerged. The bodies had been burned beyond recognition. The following day, the remains were flown to South Africa for DNA identification to eliminate any doubt over the identities of the victims.
We need to do further examination and investigation just for the avoidance of doubt. And some of the forensic that needs to be done, taking samples have to be done outside the country.
President John Mahama later addressed the nation, declaring 3 days of national mourning and announcing a national memorial in honor of the departed.
May you find strength in their memory and their legacy. May we all be comforted by the knowledge that though they are gone from our sight, they remain forever in the spirit of the nation they so faithfully served. On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues.
On the 9th of August, families, colleagues, and state officials gathered for a national memorial service. Days later, the nation bade a final farewell at a state funeral marked by military honors, solemn tributes, and overwhelming grief.
It's been days, and you have not called at 5 a.m. for us to pray. On the morning of the Wednesday, I called you and I told you that I woke up very sad. I do not know why. Immediately, your first solution to everything, which was prayer, was what you suggested. You prayed, and you said you had a flight to Obuasi, and you'll be back. I'm still waiting.
We are pained, but even in our pain, we choose to hold on to your legacy and take consolation in the fact that you are resting in the bosom of the Almighty God.
That was Muhammad, always in demand, always important to someone, but still finding the time to care for his family.
And that is all over now. I am supposed to be consoled with the fact that you died knowing God, and that there is rest for you until we meet again.
One year later, the pain of that loss remains. But beyond the grief lies a question that still demands an answer. The departed eight were not traveling on a ceremonial assignment. They were on a mission to launch a program intended to strengthen the fight against illegal mining, one of Ghana's most destructive environmental and economic challenges. 12 months on, has that mission achieved the impact they envisioned? Has Ghana made meaningful progress in formalizing small-scale mining, protecting its forests and rivers, and reducing the devastation caused by galamsey? Or does the mission that claims 8 lives remain unfinished? Nancy Kumsis reports for Joy News.
May the souls of the departed 8 continue to rest in peace. And today, a remembrance service will be held in their honor in Accra, and we'll bring you details in subsequent bulletins. Away from that, the Central Regional Minister, Eko Penye Ochre Eduamwa, has called for stronger collaboration between the Regional Health Directorate and Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies to improve healthcare delivery, especially in underserved communities. Now, speaking at the Central Regional Health Directorate 2026 Mid-Year Performance Review meeting, he urged MMDCs to support efforts to address infrastructure and staffing gaps to achieve universal health coverage.
Central Regional Health Directorate held its 2026 half-year performance review meeting under the theme Accelerating Universal Health Coverage Through Free Primary Health Care, CHIPS and Networks of Practice. Regional Director Dr. Alberta Brichum Nyakon said the theme reflects the service's commitment to expanding access to quality health care without imposing financial hardship on patients.
Our theme for this year, actually starting even from last year, is to ensure that we can reach everyone with healthcare services without causing impoverishment. So that is what we mean by universal health coverage, making sure that people have access to healthcare at any geographic location that they are at. And it also does not lead to financial hardships. So that is why we are working. It is our overarching goal as a Ghana Health Service, also as the Ministry of Health. So that is what we are working towards.
Speaking as the guest of honor, the Central Regional Minister, Eko Penye Ochre Eduamwa, underscored the importance of the Networks of Practice initiative and commended health workers for their dedication to improving healthcare delivery across the region.
For the Central Region, it is on record that this model presents enormous opportunity to improve maternal and newborn care, reduce preventable deaths, strengthen emergency referrals, improve chronic disease management, and enhance overall quality service delivery.
He assured the Regional Health Directorate of the Regional Coordinating Council's continued support and collaboration.
As a regional minister, I assure you that Central Region Coordinating Council will continue to work closely with Regional Health Directorate to support infrastructure development, improve environmental sanitation, strengthen intersectoral collaboration, and mobilize resources for health. I will also ensure that the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assembly prioritize investment in chief infrastructure, staff accommodation, water and sanitation, road accessibility and emergency transport services through their developmental plans, which is why I thought that it is very important for them to participate in this program. And then also we should have a program, specific tailor-made program for the District Assembly, for them to appreciate what is it that you are doing for us.
He also urged stakeholders to intensify efforts towards achieving universal health coverage and a healthier central region.
As we move into the second half of 2026, let us commit ourselves to evidence-based planning, stronger accountability, innovation, teamwork, and continuous quality improvement. Together, we can accelerate universal health coverage and build a healthier, more productive central region.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lisol-Nkoma reports for Joy News.
Kasona Imaging Limited has been recognized as the best imaging equipment supplier of the year at this year's 5th Medical and Diagnostics Excellence Awards. The recognition comes as government signals plans to expand access to in vitro fertilization, IVF, while also scaling up interventions for patients battling non-communicable diseases. Now, Chief Executive Officer of Kasona Imaging Limited, John Chigbu, speaking after receiving the award, says government efforts can be achieved through deeper collaboration with the private sector, arguing that such partnerships can improve efficiency, expand access to modern diagnostic services, and strengthen healthcare delivery across the country.
We want to be able to finance patients. So when a patient comes in and the procedure is 1,000, don't expect them to have 1,000. You may take 10 from them and allow them to pay gradually. By doing that, we expand the pool of people who come to our centers. We make it affordable for people to get health care. So diagnostic imaging equipment was just a start. We want the whole ecosystem, including financing, expanding access, and making sure that people are happier. You see, that is why we say government ought to partner with private people, because when you partner with private people, they will bring the efficiency required. Governments are not there for profit, and because they are not there for profit, they don't quite bring the same level of efficiency as somebody who is there to make a profit.
Now to the Western region, Ghana's long history of mining has brought global recognition as one of Africa's leading gold producers. But questions remain about whether the country is converting its mineral wealth into lasting development. At a time when debates over mining leases, local participation, and environmental sustainability continue, stakeholders at the University of Mines and Technology are calling for a new approach, one driven by innovation, technology, and responsible investment. Natalia Kwanzaa has more in the following report.
For more than a century, Ghana has mined gold. The country is now Africa's leading gold producer with globally recognized mining operation and growing pool of mining professionals. But the question confronting stakeholders is whether the wealth extracted from Ghana's soil is translating into lasting prosperity.
We have become Africa's leading gold producer. Yet, in too many mining communities and in too many national balance sheets, the scale of extraction is not matched by the scale of transformation. That is the tension captured in the phrase pit to prosperity. The pit is visible, prosperity is not automatic. Between the two lies policy, capital, enterprise, technology, governance, and trust.
At the University of Mines and Technology in Takwa, industry leaders and academics say the future of mining must be measured beyond production figures.
The public debate is often presented as a choice, either Ghanaian ownership or foreign investment, either national interest or investor returns, either mining or environmental protection. I believe the framing is false and dangerous. We need national ownership because minerals are held in trust for the people. We need investment because modern mining is capital intensive, technologically demanding, and exposed to geological, market, and execution risk. And we need real sustainable development because a profitable mine that destroys water, weakens communities, or leave no productive economy behind is not a success.
The call comes at the Investors Biennial International Mining and Mineral Conference held under the theme Innovation in Mining and Mineral Processing, Expanding the Frontiers of Mining Technology.
Over the years, this forum has been a center for dissemination of information in the field of mining and minerals engineering, as well as other disciplines like mechanical, electrical, and other kinds of ideas that can push the mining and allied industries forward. Across the world, rapid technological advancement, artificial intelligence, digital transformation, demographic shifts, and changing labor market demands are reshaping the purpose and practice of many of our educational systems.
To the National Science and Maths Quiz. The historic qualification of Pentecost Senior High School Koforidua to the NSMQ National Championship sparked wild celebrations among students after its school secured its first ever ticket to the national stage. The breakthrough triggered scenes of jubilation and pride as students celebrated a milestone that had eluded the school in previous attempts at the Eastern Regional Qualifiers.
When your school qualified for the most prestigious academic competition in Ghana here, for the first time in the school's history, you will put up such a marvelous drama here. Let me get some of the students, how they are feeling. I know you are excited. First time your school is going to the national. How are you feeling?
I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very proud. My school, I'm proud of my school. And then shout out to our headmaster, Headmaster 1.
Right, thank you. Your school, Pentecost Senior High School, has made it to the national championship for the first time in the school's history. How are you feeling?
Ecstatic. I'm so proud of us. How much they worked hard and seeing them all the efforts they put in. I'm just so glad that they were able to achieve what they did.
Coming up next is Business with Samuel Kojo Breeze.
Let's do some business update and Head of Finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kojo Kwagbaji, says the Bank of Ghana's directive for all non-performing loans for banks to reduce non-performing loans to 10% or below by December 2026 is achievable if banks take decisive action now. The Bank of Ghana issued a directive as part of measures to strengthen asset quality and financial sector stability. Speaking to Job Business on the issue, Mr. Kwagbaji identified discounting and selling of NPLs as the fastest way for banks to clean their loan books.
I wouldn't say it is not realistic. If you look at the statistics given by the governor, June 2025, the NPL was around 23%. And then it reduces to about 18.9% in December 2025, and then currently in June 16%. So I think the 10% is actually achievable. However, the only issue is that the banks are not having the same credit portfolio. And to the extent that they are not having the same credit portfolio, their NPLs percentages may also not be the same. Now, when we check the second quarter financials of most of the banks, I think most of them are gradually reducing their NPLs, and so the 10% is actually achievable by the end of December 2026. One of the strategies that the banks can adopt is to sell off those non-performing loans. They can discount them to discount houses. I mean, there is no need for you to carry those NPLs on your book, and they will make your books not looking so good, and so they can discount it. And those that are fully provisioned with the approval from the Bank of Ghana, they can also proceed to write them off. The thing is that if you have a high NPLs, what it technically means is that it will impact on your profitability and your liquidity. And so the prudent approach is either to sell them or discount them, or better still, write them off.
The head of cybersecurity technology standards at the Cybersecurity Authority, Jake France, has warned individuals to desist from involving corporate names and acronyms in any search using artificial intelligence AI tools. He says the practice is exposing sensitive corporate data and creating new avenues for cyber fraud and phishing. Speaking at the Made in EcoBank Joy Business Financial Dialogue series, Mr. France said many Ghanaians and employees are unknowingly leaking confidential information by typing company-specific details into public AI chatbots.
If you are fond of using AI to do your work, please leave out your company name. Leave out the company name in your searches. Personally, you can do what you want, but leave out the company name in your searches, because the moment you put it there, the tool is smart enough to gather all that stuff, aggregate it, and start figuring out how things work. We've tried it. We've tested it with some companies where we said, what are you working on? And they said, we're working on this project. We said, okay, tell us a little bit about it. They said, no, it's private. We just went online and typed in 3 keywords, and everything they are working on came on, because at one point in time, or at some point in time, somebody had gone in there to do a research to complete that work. So I would advise all of you to please stop using your company name, acronyms in searches to do your work. Find a better way, because the moment you type in anything resembling or close to what you do, the AI is smart enough to aggregate all that stuff. It's a machine learning language, so it's going to start learning that. And if I ask it a question, it's now going to give me the 2 responses and say, for now, this is what I know.
And that's all in business update for today. Back to you, Nicholas Yamwa.
Thank you so much, Brace. I mean, today is exactly 1 year since we lost the 8, the 8 in the helicopter crash. I mean, so soon. What do you think about it, and also our fight against illegal mining so far?
No, it was a very sad incident, very sad day, because they began the day not knowing or thinking about such a tragedy.
Yeah.
We all didn't think that we would wake up to that particular news. So it's, I mean, looking at the people involved, look, even if it was 1 life, and these were 8 gallant men, and the fact that we have not been able to do enough in the fight against Galamsey in memory of these 8 is also speaks a lot about us, really, because Galamsey has not, the fight against it has not really improved.
Yeah.
We are not winning it, and we must, as a country, be frank with ourselves to say we are losing this battle. What can we do? Because I thought we'd do something, but we haven't. So that's it. But I hope that we'll win it for them.
I mean, hopefully we'll win it in some time to come. Anyway, the AM News was sponsored by Palladium Residences. Now, before we go, let me tell you about Compute Ghana Mobile Prime Week. Your phone keeps you connected, helps you capture special moments, and support the way you work, create, and also live. Now, this season, Compute Ghana brings you Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival featuring top brands at best prices. Now, it started on 27 July and will be ending on the 9th of August. Enjoy exciting discounts on phones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and also Douje, and also receive amazing gifts. Now, whether you need a phone for work, photography, entertainment, gaming, or everyday use, Compute Ghana has the right choice for you. You can also visit their shop or showroom, or also shop online at compugana.com or call them on 030-752-020 or WhatsApp them on 0243-143-143 for more details. And that's it for the AM News. I am Nicholas Eko Yamwa. We have more coming up for you on the AM show with sports with Haruna Mubarak or Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Stay with us.